Hey there crew, welcome to another Masks Monday, the video that brings your game from zero to hero. I'm Brandon Leon-Gambetta, and you probably hear a lot of barking in the background. Pippin's pretty mad that I'm doing another of these videos, but I hope that you aren't. I know it's been a couple of weeks, but I've been kind of getting things ready for the fact that I'm having a baby. So hopefully at this point I'm going to be able to jump right back in and get us right back on track with videos coming out every single Monday. It was helpfully pointed out to me that I missed one of the basic moves, so although this week was supposed to be looking at how I prep the game as a GM, instead we're going to be looking at defend. It's kind of funny, defend is one of my very favorite moves in the entire game, so it's kind of weird that I didn't actually remember it. My game prep video will just have to come out next week, and hopefully I'll be able to get it right on time. But let's go to the move. When you defend someone or something from an immediate threat, roll plus Savior. For NPC threats, on a hit, you keep them safe and choose one. On a 7 to 9, it costs you. Expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation. Then you get 3 options. Add a team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition. For PC threats, on a hit, give them -2 to their roll. On a 7 to 9, you expose yourself to cost, retribution, or judgment. Let's start with the edge case. Most of the time you're not going to have a ton of really direct PC on PC conflict, but it does come up and it's something that you can have in your back pocket. When you have one PC going after another character and a second PC wanting to protect that first character from the second character, no, the second from the first, you've got a situation where people are on different sides. Someone wants to stop someone from doing something. Here's where defend comes in. Think of this as the opposite of using team. You make the move in order to apply the -2 to a roll. The hit is pretty simple, it just does that -2, so the person gets the result based on having that -2. Essentially, you've gotten in their way, it's team but backwards. With the 7 to 9 result, you're also opening yourself up to some kind of retribution or cost. That could be directly from the other player with the GM saying, hey, this is in your court now, or it could be something that is happening from the outside world. When the innocent civilians of Halcyon City see you and your ally fighting each other, they get nervous and don't like it. Let's jump over to the more common of the two uses, against NPC threats. Now this isn't for if an NPC is attacking you, this is for defending somebody else. That's contrasted a little bit with the player-facing one. You can use it to protect yourself from another player character. It's just a weird little kind of quirk. It's in the book, it's not something that you probably need to worry about too often. Now, when defending against an NPC, you're going to be protecting somebody else. On a 7+, you just defend them. You protected them, they are protected. What's really nice about that is that you don't have to get into like areas of gradation. You protected them from the immediate threat. Now, does that immediate threat not get to go after them again in the future? Of course not. You've defended them for right now. It's an immediate threat. As long as you get that hit, you also get to choose one of the 3 options. I'm going to go over the 3 options in a second. On a 7 to 9, you get the added complication of either putting yourself into harm's way or escalating the situation. Think of it this way. In one case, you're getting in the way of the effect and you're getting the effect yourself. And in the other situation, you're blasting with so much force and power that you're making everything more tense and more dangerous. Either way, that choice is usually up to the player. Occasionally the GM might take control of it, but that should be on the player's side. It's in their move and it doesn't say GM chooses. That means you, the player, choose. You could be adding team to the pool, which essentially means that your defense of your teammate makes everybody work a little bit better together. That makes a lot of sense. You can take influence over somebody you protect, essentially because you saved them and came in like a big hero. They care more about what you think and they're more likely to be influenced by your actions. Or you clear a condition. This is one of the easiest ways to clear a condition in a really consistent way. You don't need a 10+ like you do for comfort and support. You don't need to do a really specific action like all of the clearing condition moves, which we'll get to later probably. You just need to get a 7+ and then choose that. Basically, you were a hero, you did the superheroic thing, and you can put aside some of your negative feelings right now. That's rad. It's a great thing to do, and it's a great way to encourage people to defend each other. That also makes for a really fun situation that when people are really badly hurt and really struggling, that's when they want to get into the mix and protect their teammates, which makes sense for superheroes. We've all seen that. On a 6-, the GM gets to make a move. This could be related to the direct attack, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. Remember, the GM has a list of moves that they're going to be selecting from. This move overall is a pretty simple one, so I don't want to belabor the point. The only thing that I really want to draw attention to is that oftentimes as a superhero, you're protecting a whole crowd of people. There's three ways you can really address that. One is for the player to say, I'm protecting this crowd of people, but the person whose influence I'm interested in taking is this person. Or you can kind of leave that in the hands of the GM, which is essentially the same thing. It's just setting up which NPC really took that to heart in that moment. Or, depending upon the situation, you could take influence over the crowd. I wouldn't let that influence be used individually on any one specific person within the crowd, just like forever. Like if you protect your school, you don't just have influence over everybody in your school. But if you're doing things that are essentially targeting the crowd, like provoking the crowd to leave, or defending the crowd in the future, or anything like that, then you should get that +1 from having influence. And then also just like the narrative effect that like, you saved this crowd, they all care what you think right now, so you can sort of shoo them away. So that is the defend move. It's one of my very favorite in the entire game. I love having the opportunity to protect my teammates when I'm playing, and I love just having the moments of two superheroes just being together taking care of each other. Also, obviously this can be used against civilians or even for villains. I love seeing the second where one hero decides that a villain needs to be protected, and the other still wants to fight. You just get that -2 and see where things go from there. Thank you all so much for bearing with me as I've been getting things put together and figured out in terms of the timing of these videos. I hope to be able to bring you a lot more content in the future. I've got some neat plans set up, and I have a new form set up for people that have an interest in asking for specific topics. I want to be able to provide the content that you want to see, because one of the things that's most fun for me is interacting with this community. I love working with you, hearing your ideas, and seeing how we can kind of grow in our understanding of masks together. If you like this video and you want to see more videos, don't forget to like and subscribe, ring that bell, tell your friends, tweet about it. All of that helps me out so much to be able to keep producing these videos. They are taking less and less time as I'm getting better at it, but it's still something I'm getting used to, and so having more eyes on it helps me to see where I have flaws, and am able to really kind of try to take care of those. If you would like to follow me, check me out at Dr. Captain Kobold, or keep on following this channel. There's going to be way more content coming soon. The support that you've given me over all this time has been so fantastic. It has meant the world to me. Thank you so much. If you'd like to help make this show possible, check me out at patreon.com/Leon-Gambetta. Coming next week, I very much hope we'll be tackling how I plan my individual sessions. It's a lot of fun, and I hope that it's really helpful. But if you have any questions in the meantime on Defend or any of the rest of the basic moves, hit me up in the comments. That way I can give you my answer as quickly as I can. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until next week, keep being a force for good in a world that hates and fears you. Bye, folks.